Lieutenant Clark Robinson, reporting. No. I told Kennedy that the Suez Canal was a failure and a waste of time, just like I intended. We have no choice now but to waste more time navigating Africa. With due respect, Mr. Campbell, you worry about the suits in Washington, I'll handle the coalition's top men. Copy.
Okay, I have charted our course around Africa. Now all that's left to do is wait. Captain Kozlov! Captain Kozlov! Never mind. Didn't get much sleep last night, huh?
Well, that's the price of taking the night watch.
My log says that you were supposed to have the watch until 0300. I also noticed that Commodore never left his cabin. Any connection?
Come on, you saw the guy. He had a tough day. I figured I'd pick up the slack.
Well, we better shape up to report to our commanding officers. We cannot afford to look unprepared after last night's awful stunt.
You jaybirds enjoy. I gave my report last night.
That's awfully diligent of you.
I'm a diligent guy.
Huh.
So, gentlemen, what is the most terrible thing you have ever done?
Commodore, why don't you keep those in your pocket for a while, huh?
What? Can't make a simple conversation?
We really should be focused on preparing our reports.
I shot a man younger than myself.
So, you sent a super Nazi to hell. Good for you, man.
Calling them super Nazis is ridiculous. That is not even accurate.
You're defending the enemy right now.
That is rage coming from an American. I mean, they're a completely different regime, equally as despicable, sure, but different.
Sorry for asking the question, boys. I didn't mean for things to get so tense.
By 1966, the German far-right Nationalist Party had taken power in Parliament. This was a years-long slog for them, as the center-right American-aligned party relied on continued abstinence from war with Russia to stay in power. But when the 1960s oil crisis hit the whole world outside of the Arab Union and the American Commonwealth, the Nationalists offered a solution to Germany, in the annihilation of the Russian people.
चालू है क्या? हाँ? कुछ दिख नहीं रहा मेरे को. Captain Kanab, how are you doing? What do you have to report?
Thank you, sir. To be completely honest, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा कि ये मिशन कहाँ जा रहा, or even what it is. Outside of my own attempts to chart a coherent course, I'm beginning to question why I was assigned to what is essentially a propaganda mission. मुझे लगता है मैं समंदर में ज़्यादा काम आऊँगा हिंदुस्तान फौज के लिए।
इंशाअल्लाह हिंदुस्तानी फ़ौज को जवानों की कमी नहीं है कैप्टन। ज़रूरत है तो नाम की, इज्जत की, आत्मसम्मान की। वो आत्मसम्मान जो सिर्फ एक विश्व युद्ध जीत के ही मिलती है। अगर हिंदुस्तान को अपनी हक की जगह बनानी है तो आपको ये मिशन कायम करना बहुत ज़रूरी है। अब सवाल ये उठता है कि इस मिशन की जिम्मेदारी मैंने तुम्हें सौंप के अपने करियर की सबसे बड़ी भूल की है या मैं अपनी जाके स्पीड पे लगा हूँ? तुम्हारी रिपोर्ट की राह रहेगी कैप्टन।
What's the matter, Bob?
How goes this? Here we go. Oh, on. Only some crumbs a few, guys.
Nice to see you, Gerald. Certainly, there's been a blunder here and there, but truthfully, it's been a bit of a rub on my end.
What? I'm not helping with the second opinions of those around you. But with mine, you know what? Since the birth of Adam, and you were the perfect Duncan for such a frivolous task.
Thank you, Gerald. If I must say one thing, you could have put me on with a crew that knows how to get the steam blowing,
Roger, you must come here and see what Norman's coming about, huh?
Давай, сделаем это быстро. Разведчики сообщили нам, что к этому месту направляется танковый батальон. И я не справился здесь находиться, когда они будут. Какая у тебя твоя подводная лодка отчет? Давай, дай мне любой отчет, вы обязаны.
Что это за миссия? Что я должен делать? Пожалуйста, просто помоги мне ради Бога.
Вы думаете, это наказание? Я не знаю, буду ли я жив к следующей неделе. У тебя миссия. Разберись. Я не знаю. Может, взорвать ядерную бомбу немцы? Это нелепое дерьмо, которое они мне присылают.
Long way from the Great Jewel, eh, Bob?
Yeah, I suppose so.
So, how many licks into this cream cone are we then?
We're approaching a British island, St. Helena.
Oh, last refuge of that little bastard Napoleon. You know, it was my countrymen who sent him to his exile in the end.
Oh, I know.
A lot of ugly to mess like this, but I remember reading about Napoleon and thinking to myself, that's what it's all about. He was the best, so everyone else fell in line.
Until they didn't.
I mean, either way, you gotta admit it's impressive. People still talk about that guy ripping Europe a new one.
With everything going on, you don't find that a little insensitive?
Jesus, does everybody in India have such a firm stick up their ass?
I don't know. Is everyone in America such a malicious idiot?
You know, I should have known from your file what a chirping little bird you were gonna be.
Oh, you want to talk about files, Lieutenant? Well, I read a lot about you before I got to the Night Shark of Lisbon portion.
Shut up and get in line, cadet. There's no reason for you to be so upset.
Do you not want them to know about your brave tour in Guatemala or Venezuela? Bringing democracy to all those poor souls around the globe, huh?
At the end of the Second World War, there were no powerful enough nations to stand in the way of the United States becoming the unchallenged global superpower, the American Commonwealth, as it came to be known. And unlike former Japan, some nations like Venezuela were never given the right to become official US states. But if they had the resources that American companies wanted, they had no choice but to become US territories. The official US position on many of these Latin American nations was that they were threats to national security. But the reality is that American attacks began on Venezuelan oil fields.
You've never seen a real fight, and that's why stories of real war impress you. You're a stranger to a fair fight.
We live on opposite sides of the world, asshole! Mind yours and I'll mind mine!
What about those farmers that had half the training you did? Your convictions are a joke!
You know what, Commodore? I will answer your question. You want to know the worst thing I've ever done? I'll tell you. He's right. I served a tour in Guatemala. The commies were trying to take over the government, so we were laying down the law on some bad dudes, killing them before they could kill us. There was this one little piece of shit we just couldn't get a grip on. Word was he was hiding out in his wife's family farm, so we went down there to ask some questions. When his girl's father wouldn't pony up, we strapped him to a board and... well... I scraped his eye out with my thumb. And the guy finally started blubbering about a location when I told him we'd do the same to his daughter. I'd do it the fuck again. If me and guys like me didn't do stuff like that, then people wouldn't be able to sit on their ass and watch TV or go bowling or do all the other shit that makes them feel safe and comfortable. Well, and before you look at me like that, why don't you take a good hard look at yourselves and think about how you do the same? What? Stop looking at me like that, man.
What, are you going to scrape his eye out too?
Hey, no fighting, no fighting! Get! Hit the showers, boys!
Темная ночь, только пули свистят по степи, только ветер гудит в провода, тускло звезды мерцают. В темную ночь ты, любимая, знаю, не спишь, и в детской кроватке тайком ты слезу утираешь. Как я люблю голубину твой ласковый глаз, как я хочу к ним прижаться сейчас губами. Верю в тебя, в дорогую подругу мою. Эта вера от пули меня темной ночью хранила. Радостно мне, я спокоен в смертельном бою. Знаю, встретишь с любовью меня, чтоб со мной не случилось.
Tally ho! Oh. Not everything could go gummy Susan, eh, Bob?
Well, I suppose so. I don't think I'm funny. My father thought he was funny. The people in his life made him think he was funny. He was an army captain. All the friends and relatives, they would come over and they would laugh because it would be inappropriate not to. My mother was funny. She had the best sense of humor, total nonsense sense of humor. And when I was growing up, and Pa spent more time in the army, I got very lucky because I got more time with her. Nothing could bring a smile to my face more than making my mother laugh so hard that she just started crying.
That's real nice, but I don't think we should be turning to putty here, folks. I mean, that's a nice story and all, but I think you guys are forgetting we need to stay sharp. At any moment, we could be stomped out by the French or Germans, and then what? Here.
You think getting me to gamble will help calm the air? What a silly thought. Let's play!
Clark was raised in a humble trailer park in Gering, Nebraska, alongside 6 brothers. Most of the details regarding his life are lost to time, but the primary sources on his life are his 2 surviving brothers, Sam and James. Neither of them appreciate questions, but what they will say is that as a kid, Clark was funny, and he always wanted to be a rock star. According to Sam, he had no connections and no money, so he tried to go to college. Only problem with that was a life of poverty and homeschooling. So he figured the GI Bill was his shot, and the rest is history. According to James, the only reason he wanted to be a rock star was so that he would stop getting his ass beat when caught cheating in Texas Hold'em. Who knows with brothers?
What?
Okay, I think once I win Norman's small fortune, I'll put in an offer on the Playboy Mansion.
Look out, they don't half turn his back on me. Keep dreaming, Charlie.
What is the playtime mansion?
Yeah!
I want one too now.
You know, Singh, I'm curious. You never answered the Commodore's question.
Which one? The one about ways to scramble an egg, or when he said, what is the best plan?
What? It was a valid concern.
The worst thing you've ever done.
Things got a bit confusing after my mother got sick. I came out of boot camp and I wanted to go to the junior academy to get a head start and get, going. And I asked her, I wanted it more than anything, to leave, to go. And she said, oh, it's up to you, it's fine, go. She kissed me on the forehead and we went. And she died 1 week later.
You ever had bourbon?
No, but yeah, I like it.
Ah! Oh.
Krasov, you seem acquainted.
Oh.
Well, gentlemen, I was hoping I'd get a bonus for being on the mission to save the world. I'm so game if you guys are.
I'm game.
Oh.
I'm Janice Jenny. I may have a few crowns to dangle, but I'm wiggled out of a Bunyan's Cumberdale if I lose any more of my hard-won money. No more meals at the Harbour and Surf for a while.
Back to normal, huh? You okay, man?
I don't have a secretary or a nice car. I cannot afford this.
Crap, now I feel bad. Alright. Check this out. I got something you want, you got something I want. I'll cut you a deal. I absolve your debt. You give me your belt.
Fine, take your turn.
How about you, Commodore? Same offer.
Well, I think you're a little rash to be Captain Charlie. The Harbinger has such a delicious melted goose. All right, aye, Captain, and so on.
Thanks, guys. I know I've been a little out of line the past few days, but I only get out of line like that when I really care about what I'm doing. I promise to you, on my mother, I'm gonna take care of you in this cell.
Hear, hear.
Here, here. Who are you, man? Yeah. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I've been watching you the past couple weeks, and you don't know shit! I mean, those are some pretty cool drawings, but I was shocked you knew how to operate the torpedo.
I think it's time you went to bed, Charlie.
That's captain to you, Sir Evers. Gentlemen, have a good night. Still got a long way to go before we reach Portugal.